Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, you're very welcome. My name is Kuskus and this is the Get Ahead family. In this channel, I share global opportunities and how to migrate abroad through studies and through jobs. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing the questions for UK visitors visa application. So I made a video sharing details of everything that you needed to know about applying for a standard UK visitors visa, and I also got a couple of questions on Kuskus, let's make the application. That's because I have previously shown on this channel how to make a UK student visa application, and of course I have also been sharing a lot of details and questions about visa application. So when I made that video, people were asking about the questions, and I knew that I did not want to just go ahead and fill a fresh UK visa application, because usually when I'm making those videos I have to actually sit down and fill the visa application form so that both of us can see the questions that are being asked and how to answer them. But this time around I'm like, no, I'm not going to fill the visa application again, because I've already done that. And when I was applying, when I was filling the UK visa application, I did not record my screen. I did not think that I would have to show it on my channel. So but I have the blank form, like the uncompleted form, just the questions. I have it and I'm going to be sharing that with you guys. So we're going to go through from the beginning of the application form down to the end, so that we know what questions they are going to ask, we know how to prepare our responses, we know what documents to get, we know what details to gather before we begin the application. The good thing about UK VI websites is that whenever you start a visa application, even if you don't have the information, you can always save the application, go and make your reference, get the details you want, come back, log in and continue your application. So yes, the essence of this video is to give you heads up on the kind of questions you will see in your UK visa application, so that you would be able to answer them properly, answer them consistently without any errors. Okay, so welcome back to the channel. If you're yet to subscribe, please do well to subscribe. If you have not watched the original video on UK visitors visa, then you have to watch it, because this is like a continuation. Okay, thank you so much for coming back to the channel. Of course, subscribe and let's get right into this video. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of this video, I'd like to introduce the sponsor of this video, Amber Student. Amber Student is a platform that provides student accommodation for students at different study abroad destinations. They have a whole lot of accommodations on their websites that you can go through and select, and they have a whole team that are available to assist you in the paperwork and in avoiding all the obstacles that international students usually experience. So please visit the website. I'm going to put the link in the description box, so that if you're planning to study abroad, especially UK, US, Australia, you can visit the website, go through the accommodation, see the requirements, and book an accommodation that is nearest to your university within your budget. Now let's talk about when you can extend your stay, because a lot of people are asking me, oh Kuskus, if I come to the UK with a visitors visa, can I switch, can I extend? We're going to talk about it, because when you're with a visitors visa, you cannot switch to some visas, which is actually very difficult, because in some countries, when you enter with a visitors visa and you look for a job and you get a job, you can remain in the country and get your work permit. But that does not apply in UK, because if you come in with a visitors visa, you look for a job and you get a job that is willing to give you a work visa, a work permit, you have to exit the UK, go and make that application in your country, get the visa before you come back. When you can extend your stay, you may be able to extend your stay if you have permission to be in the UK for less than 6 months. Now, let's say the UK visitors visa they gave you for 1 month or 2 months or 3 months. If they gave you for less than 6 months, you can apply to extend. You can extend your stay up to a total of 6 months. You can only apply to stay in the UK for longer than 6 months if you are a patient receiving medical treatment, an academic and you still meet the eligibility requirements, a graduate retaking the professional and linguistic. Remember that they said if you write PLAB and you don't pass, you can actually extend for another 6 months, and for another 6 months after you pass, to do your clinicals and all of that. So those are the exceptions. You must apply to extend your stay and pay the 1,000 fee regardless of your nationality. It is actually more expensive to extend your stay with a resource visa in the UK than any other visa I have seen. Jesus. You need to apply while you're still in the UK and before your current visa or permission expires. It costs £1,000 to extend your stay as a visitor, as a standard visitor. An extra £800 if you use the super priority service. Holuwa. You also need to have your biometric information taken. So if you Shebi 6 months standard visitor fees is £100. But if you come in with a 6 month standard visitor visa, let's say you come in to write PLAP and you fail and you want to extend your stay, you have to pay £1,000 to do that. And if you're applying in a hurry, you want a decision in a hurry, you're going to add £800 to that. God forbid. £1,800. No. That's too much. Then you also have to do your biometric capturing. If you have permission to be in the UK for less than 6 months, you may be able to extend your stay as long as the total time you spend in the UK is no more than 6 months. I hope that's self-explanatory. If at the course of watching this video you don't understand anything, let me know. I'll always break it down. I'll always respond. If you have any questions, please drop in the comment section. I'll be here to answer. And if you're yet to subscribe to the channel, please do well to subscribe to the channel, okay? If you're already in the UK, you can apply to stay for a further 6 months if you have paid for any treatment you've already had in the UK, if you can, and will pay the further cost of your treatment. There is no limit on how many times you can extend your stay. It costs £1,000 each time you extend. So if the reason for your being in the UK with a medical tourist visa is to get medical treatment, of course, it means you can always renew that visa indefinitely, and each time you renew it will cost you £1,000. My God, visitor's visa is so expensive. So these are all all you need to do is come to the website to see the documents you will need to extend your visa, because every time you extend the visa you will need to do your biometric capturing. So if you are applying to extend your visitor's visa within the UK, if you use the standard service, a decision will usually be made within 8 weeks of providing your supporting documents and proving your identity. If you use the super priority service, a decision will be made by the end of the next working day after your appointment. If your appointment is on a weekday, 2 working days after your appointment if your appointment is at a weekend. Working days are Mondays to Friday. If you want to apply for a transit visa instead, it costs only £64 to apply for a transit visa. That is, if you can pass through the UK to another country on a standard visitor visa. If transiting is your only reason for coming to the UK, you can apply for a visitor in transit visa instead for £64. So you can usually not be able to switch from a visitor's visa to a work visa in the UK. I've already said this, and the only thing you can do with a visit visa in the UK is to extend it on those exceptional circumstances I've already said. For instance, if you come to the skilled worker visa page, they are saying that you cannot apply to switch to this visa. You cannot apply to switch to this visa if you are currently in the UK on a visit visa. So if you're on a visit visa, you cannot switch to a skilled worker visa. Let's go and check another visa, global talent visa, which I have already done on this channel, which is actually a better visa. If you want to know more about global talent visa, please visit the video that I made on global talent visa. Now, this is global talent visa, and it says here that you cannot apply to switch to this visa if you are on a visit visa. So you see, there are a lot of visas you cannot switch from visitors visas to. If you are job hunting and you feel like you want to come to the UK to search for the job instead of searching from it directly from your country, just be aware that when you get the job, you will have to exit the UK, go and process the visa application in your country, get the visa before you can come into the UK. This is what the UK visitors visa form looks like. I'm just going to show you the questions. I'm not going to fill it. I don't have the strength for that. So they're going to ask you for your full name, your passport, your country of nationality or date of birth, the type of application, which is definitely going to be visit visa, the duration of your visa. That's how long do you want the visa for? Do you want it for the 6 months or 2 years or 5 years or 10 years? Of course, there will always be options for you to select from. I'm gonna ask for your email address, the travel information, date you will arrive in the UK, date you will leave the UK, calculate duration of your visit. So when are you arriving? When do you plan to arrive in the UK? When do you plan to leave? At the end of the day, what's the duration of your visit? What's the main reason for your visit to the UK? Will you be traveling to the UK as part of an organized group? Will you be traveling to the UK with someone who is not your partner or dependent? What is the main reason for your holiday visit to the UK? You have to give reasons. So for instance, I'm coming to the UK for tourism, or coming to visit family and friends. Of course, I'm coming for business, I'm coming for a short course, I'm coming for training, I'm coming to write PLAP. You provide. Give details of the main purpose of your visit and anything else you plan to do on your trip. Okay? Your personal information, your given name, your family name. Are you now or have you ever been known by another name, residential address, your phone number? How many days, weeks, months, or years have you lived at your address? What is the ownership status of your home? Are you renting? Are you buying? What is your gender as shown on your passport? What is your relationship status? Are you single? Are you married? Are you entangled? Is it complicated? Country of nationality, date of birth, country of birth. Do you have a national identity card? If yes, of course, you provide the details. Passport number or travel document reference number, issuing authority, issue date, expiry date. Of course, those details will be on your passport. Do you have another passport or travel document? Passport or travel document reference number, issuing authority, issue date, expiry date. Passport or travel document reference. So some people would have different passports, but if you have just one passport, you're going to just fill one spot. Spouse or partner detail. This one is if you're married, if you have a civil partner, the given names, family name, date of birth, nationality, passport number, where do they currently live with you? Will they be traveling with you to the UK? Their passport number. So they're asking you for your spouse's details, whether or not they are traveling with you. So if they are now going to travel with you, you answer here. Will they be traveling with you to the UK? You can now answer yes. Their passport number. Dependent details. You still have to provide your dependent details, whether or not they are traveling with you, because you answer here, is this person traveling with you to the UK? You answer either yes or no. You still have to provide all the details of your dependent. Parent details. You have to provide the details of your parents, given name, family name, date of birth, country of nationality. Have they always had the same nationality? What is the relationship to you? What is their relationship to you? So father or mother, you're going to provide all those details. Employment. What is your employment status? Are you employed? Are you self-employed? Are you partly employed? Date you started working for this employer. Employer's name, employer's address, employer's telephone number. Your job title. How much do you earn each month after tax? Describe your job. Do you have another income or any savings? What kind of regular income do you have? Total amount of money that you get in a year. How much money are you planning to spend on your visit to the UK? What is the total amount of money you spend each month? Will anyone be paying towards the cost of your visit? For instance, if you're paying 100% for your trip, then you say yes. But if you know that your bank account does not have sufficient money to prove that you can afford your trip, then you have to provide a sponsor. Maybe it's your parent that is paying for your trip, maybe it's your partner that is paying for your trip. Then you would have to say that, will anyone be paying towards the cost of your visit? Then you can say yes and provide details. Do you have family in the UK? Yes or no. Accommodation details. Do you have an address for where you are going to stay in the UK? This is where I said you have to either provide a hotel or an Airbnb, or if you're staying with family, you have to provide the address. Okay? Where are you planning to stay in the UK? Do you have an address for where you are going to stay in the UK? Where are you planning to stay in the UK? Enter the address for where you are staying. Enter the address for where you are staying. When will you arrive there? When will you leave there? Travel history. Have you applied for leave to remain in the UK in the past 10 years? How many times have you been to the UK in the last 10 years? What was the reason for your visit? Date of visit, number of days, weeks, months, or years. Just go to your passport, check the entry stamp date, check the exit stamp date, and you're going to see all those details. What was the reason for your visit, date of visit? That's if you visit twice, they're going to ask you for those information. Have you ever been refused a visa for the UK, deported from the UK, removed from the UK, required to leave the UK, refused entry at UK border? You say yes or no depending on the circumstances. Give details of what happened, date. Give more details of what happened if you've ever encountered any of those issues. How many times have you visited the following places in the past 10 years? All of those countries. You're going to talk. Which country did you visit? So you have to use your passport, and then you're going to know where have you visited, where have you not. Which country did you visit? Which country in the Schengen area? What was the reason for your visit? Date of visit, number of days that you visited. Which country did you visit? So you're going to list all the countries you visited. Have you visited any other countries in the past 10 years? That's the countries, any other country out of the other 5 that were listed. Which country did you visit? What was the reason for your visit? Same questions. Have you ever been refused a visa for any country other than the UK? Have you ever been deported from any other country, removed from any other country, required to leave, refused entry? You're going to talk. Other history. In either peace or wartime, have you ever been involved in or suspected of involvement in war crimes, crimes against humanity, or genocide? Have you ever been involved in, deported, or encouraged terrorist activities in any country? Have you ever been a member of or given support to an organization which has been concerned in terrorism? Have you by any means or medium expressed views that justify or glorify terrorist violence, or that may encourage others to commit terrorist or other serious criminal acts? Tell us about work for the following types of organizations. So if you've worked for the following types of organization, you have to indicate. If you've had any conviction, you're going to tell us about it as well. You're going to tell the UKV, I know me. If you've had a civil court judgment against you, a civil penalty issued under UK immigrations, medical treatment. Have you ever been given medical treatment in the UK? So if you've ever had medical treatment, for instance, when I was a student in the UK, I got medical treatment in the UK. So when I wanted to apply for a UK visitor's visa, they asked me, I say yes, I got it. They then ask for extra information. When did you get it? Which hospital? You provide the details. You just provide your NHS, your GP details that you used when you came here. So if you needed to add more information about your application but were not able to, you can write it here. If there is no further information you want to add, click save. So this is where you use to provide any details that you want, more details to clarify any disparity in your documents, any disparity in your application, or why they should really give you the visa. This is where, if you have more details to provide, you should provide. The essence of this place is clarify anything. Let us know why we should give you the visa. Okay, let us know. So whatever you're providing, you should be able to convince the visa officer to give you the visa. English language. We may have to talk to you about your application. Which language would you prefer? Documents. So they're going to list the mandatory documents, and you're going to provide. Of course, we've already gone through the documents that are needed for UK visitors visa, so you should watch that video if you've not. Payment, length of your visit, visa, service. So you're going to make the payment, and then you're going to fill the declaration and submit your visa. So that's it for the questions for the UK visitors visa. So I decided to run through the visa application questions for you guys, so that if you want to apply for UK visitors visa, you can know the possible questions to expect, get the answers ready before you fill the application form. Know that you must always be consistent in your application. Don't provide different details on this application and on the next application you provide different details, so that it does not clash. So be consistent in the information you provide, and if you have any questions, definitely put it in the comment section. If you want to know about global talent visa or how to get a job in the UK, of course I have a lot of content surrounding that. How to get visa sponsored jobs, how to prepare your CV that is going to stand out, and a cover letter that is going to stand out in global job search. Of course, I have all those details on the channel. Visit the channel, go through the playlist. If you want scholarships, there's a scholarship playlist. If you're a Chevening applicant or you're interested in Chevening scholarship, there's a Chevening playlist as well. There's so many information on the channel. You can never ever get tired of receiving all the values on this channel. Thank you so much. Remember to share this video. Remember to drop any questions you have in the comment section, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.